Hi, welcome back to my channel, and in this video I'll be talking about some part-time jobs that you can do as an international student in Paris. And these are some jobs that don't require French, so if you only speak English, that's completely fine. So firstly, this is a part-time job, so most likely you wouldn't be able to live off of this part-time money that you get for the entire month. This is just some extra cash that you can earn every month. Secondly, if your school schedule is a bit more hectic, it would be a bit more difficult for you to do a part-time job. So let's get started. So the first job that you can do as an international student is babysitting. So most of the parents, they want a babysitter who speaks English with their children. So this is something that's really common in France. I was actually a babysitter to two kids who were 6 and 12 years old, and those girls were really amazing. The family was really nice, and as a babysitter in Paris, you can actually get around 12 euros on average per hour. So as you can see, this is not a full-time job, but it would actually just be a couple of hours per week. I was actually babysitting for 5 hours on Wednesday, so the money that I got was just some extra cash every month. The second job that you can do as an international student is work in a cafe or a bar. Now for this, you can actually enter into any cafe or a bar and ask if they're hiring. I know a lot of people who actually did this, and it works because a lot of times, especially in the touristy areas, a lot of the cafes and bars, they look for people who speak English. But the work schedule for working in a cafe or a bar is much more than working as a babysitter, because in a cafe or a bar, they would actually ask you to work from 8 p.m. to 12 a.m., for example. Of course, you would earn way more, and I know some of my classmates who actually had a night shift and they could actually pay off their rent this way. But I also know that they were extremely tired during the classes. A lot of them were really exhausted from work. So this is something that you should think about before actually starting work. How would you manage your school schedule and your schoolwork with this actual part-time job? Your next option could be working in a shop like Zara or Uniqlo. So for this as well, you can just enter any shop that you want to work at and ask them if they're hiring. And if they are, you can submit your CV and then they'll call you for an interview. Most of the shops that are at touristy areas like Champs-Élysées, for example, they would require someone who speaks English because a lot of tourists go there. But if you're not in a touristy area, they would require you to speak French. So the arrondissement of the shop would really matter if you only speak English. And another good thing about this is that since there's the night shift in working in shops, you can actually work during the weekend, because this is something that you cannot do as a babysitter, because most of the parents, they want babysitters during the week when they're actually not at home. No one wants a babysitter on the weekend when the parents are already home with their kids. So working in a shop would be a good option if you want to work on the weekends. So the next option is dog sitting. If you're someone who likes dogs, you would love this option. But also, most of the people need dog sitters during the week, and especially midday. So if you're at school, this would be impossible for you. So you should also see with your school schedule, if you have a day off, this is something that you can do. And you can actually earn around 10 to 12 euros per hour. So as you can see, you can't earn a lot, or you can't live off only on this dog sitting money. Again, this would depend on the number of hours that you do per week. So this will also be a bit more complicated for you to earn more money. So the next option is an au pair. An au pair is someone who actually lives with the family. Most of the time, they have their separate room and bathroom, but they have a shared kitchen. And the family would pay you money per month, and in exchange, you take care of their kids every single day. So this way, you can actually pay off your rent, and you have money for other things like food, and you also work by taking care of the kids. Now, of course, you would have to like the kids. I know some people who did not get along well with the au pair kids, and then they had to separate, and then the person had to find another job. You don't get a lot of free time. For example, maybe you'll only be free after 9 p.m. So that's past their bedtime. So that would again depend on what time the kids sleep and how old the kids are. But as an au pair, you can actually live off of the money that you earn. You would not need another part-time job or any other job during that period. So these were all the jobs that you can do as an international student, which only requires English. And I'll also put some links down in the description box below that could be helpful for you. So if you found this video helpful, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!